to episode 16 of the Free Your Mind podcast. I think this is 16, but as you may have seen, I think I had two of them numbered the same. Clearly, perfectionism isn't something I tend to care about too much anymore. Done is better than perfect. So anyway, today, I did a video on this, and then I was like, let's turn this into a podcast. And it's, why so serious? Why so serious? Now, that question started off as something I said to myself, and sometimes I do stuff with myself, and then it only then occurs to me a while later that, oh my God, this actually might be useful for someone else. And then I'll share it with a client, and then they'll be like, oh my God, that made a difference. And then it become a bit of a joke. Like, I know that I've lost myself when I become serious. When I start taking life really fucking seriously. I start making things mean more than they are. I find myself angry, frustrated. Small things become big things. Molehills become mountains. Traffic becomes, I'm raging. You know, I spilt my coffee, or Jenna hasn't washed the specific thermal that I wanted to wear. You know, and that's why that question was born. Kind of funnily, I think it's the Joker that says it. So it become a funny thing in my head because my thinking is often quite funny. I don't hear it that way. When I'm in a mood, nothing's funny. I lose my sense of humour. And that's where the question was born from. Like, I'll catch myself and be like, why so serious? And usually I laugh, and it wakes me up to the fact of, okay, I've lost myself here. Why am I making this mean so much is another question that points to the same place. So I was on the phone to a client, and again, this situation is universal. You can make it mean whatever you want. And one of his staff hadn't done what they needed to do. A certain amount of chips. This guy's a chef, owns restaurants, who knows. And the head chef hadn't put enough chips. It's really fucking simple. There's even a measuring spoon. You know, I mean, how much are you getting paid to make sure the right amount of chips are going onto a fucking plate, right? I can see why I'd get annoyed. You probably can too. Fuming, raging, you know. Like someone has pulled the pin out of him and he's going to explode. But why so serious? Why so serious? And I'll tell you why. Because we make it mean more. It's what is there aren't enough chips here. That's what is. That's the truth of the moment in that moment. That's the truth of the reality. Anything beyond that is made up. Anything beyond that is a story. It's thought created. The present moment is showing me there aren't enough chips. And this guy hasn't done that. That's it. But we make it mean more. So let me elaborate. We make it mean I'm paying this guy X amount a year and he can't even do his job. Fuck's sake, you know, if that goes out like that, people aren't going to be happy. That's lost money. There won't be return customers. There'll be bad reviews. What if they tell their friends? What am I even paying this guy for? Why is he even here if I've got to do his job for him? I've got to wipe his ass for it. We make it mean more. You see where that's going. We make it mean so much more. On one of my calls, the group call that I might have put on YouTube, or I might put on YouTube. I haven't done it yet. I was talking about this cactus next to me. This cactus is dead. That's what is. This cactus is dead. Full stop. What our thinking is in the habit of doing is making that mean more. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's wrong with me? Why did I let it die? Why did I overwater it? What kind of a fucking idiot am I? I should have known better. I should have known not to water it so much. It's actually not my cactus. It's my friend's cactus. He used to share the office with me. So I've killed his cactus. He's going to think I'm a prick. I've got to now buy a new cactus. How much has that cost me? What a costly mistake. Why didn't I know better? Right, I'm exaggerating here. But that's what our thinking does. We make things mean more than what they mean. We take things really serious. It's like I can't play with the kids because I must get this work done. You know, I can't do X, Y, and Z because I have to get this finished. I can't. We just take life serious and we lose that playful side. We lose that joy. We lose the present moment. This doesn't mean we become a flaccid penis. It doesn't mean we become really passive. Because when we take things less serious, not only are they usually funnier, not only do we then not normally have to then have a massive rage, we can address the situation just as powerfully, but peacefully. And you may already know this, but people respond better to that. I don't need to shout at this guy and get fucking fuming for him to do the job properly. I can say, look, does this look like the amount of chips? Did you use the spoon, the measuring spoon for the chips? Why not? Do you understand why this is important to me? Do you get why that's important to me? Do you get why it's important to me that we have this amount of chips? Do you see the repercussions of that? Do you get why that's my standard? Do you understand that? Are you going to do that going forward? Job done. There you go. Cool. And I can walk out and I'm not angry and I'm not fuming. That problem is addressed and I get on with my life. And in fact, I probably, knowing me, would feel a little bit smug. That old me would have lost my temper, but new me was like this peaceful warrior. Now again, well, what if he does it again? Well, from that place, okay, he's doing it again. Why is this happening again? And if it happens again, I've just got the decision to get rid of the guy. Maybe he's not the guy for the job. Maybe I need a better chef. Maybe I don't get a cactus ever again. Or maybe I get a new cactus and I just don't water it as much. Who cares, right? I was out with my son at the weekend and it snowed. And he wanted a snow fight. He's 8. Inside my head sometimes is like Victor Meldrew. I don't know if you ever watched One Foot in the Grave. Depends on how old you are. But inside my head is like Victor Meldrew. A miserable, boring bastard. Thought created he is. It's my thinking. My thinking always goes to the negative. You wouldn't know that looking at me or watching me or seeing how childlike and stupid I am. And if you follow me around or... Because it looks the opposite. It's because the thinking isn't me. I know that now. The thinking isn't true. It just is. It's habitual. It's conditioned. I just don't take it seriously anymore. But from time to time, I might momentarily get sucked into it. The better you get at waking up to your thinking, the more you become aware of your thinking, the quicker it tends to not go, or it just loses its seriousness. It loses its hold over you. So he says, can we have a snowball fight? And I'm like, nah. Because my thinking is like, I can't be bothered. What's the point? It won't be fun. I'm going to get snowballs all over my coat. Someone's going to get hit in the face. And in that moment, why so serious? I see it and I'm like, why not? Let's go for it. And we just have a snowball fight and it was funny. And for him, that might be something he remembers for the rest of his life. That might be something he remembers, I don't know, when I'm dead. Who knows? He might think back to the day we had a snowball fight when it snowed, because it doesn't happen often. I don't know. Again, I can make it mean whatever I want. He might forget it tomorrow. I don't know. But either way, who cares? Did we have fun? Yeah. Did we laugh? Yeah. Did I feel like a better dad? Yeah. Did I enjoy the moment and the laughter and the fun? Yeah. Absolutely. Did I feel more of who I actually am? Totally. So I know I've longed this out, and I say longed this out, it's 8.5 minutes. Sometimes I can go on for longer. But my invitation to you is, are you taking yourself seriously? Are you taking your own thinking and emotions too seriously? Are you taking life really seriously? Does life feel big and heavy and like the consequences are huge? Does it feel like a lot of pressure and everyone annoys you and nothing's good enough and you can't be happy with where you're at because you want to be here, and you'll be happy when this, and you know you lose your temper at your wife because of trivial things, or the dog over trivial things, or the kid over trivial things, or your husband because of X, Y, and Z? Where is seriousness showing up? Are you a serious person ordinarily? Maybe you are. I don't know. I don't know if you'd be here if you are. I'm not sure. You can enlighten me. Are you a serious person? Do you like being a serious person? Because it's my belief that seriousness is made up of thinking, and that thinking then creates emotion, and nothing good normally comes from that place. Underneath our thinking is that pure potential, that inspiration, that creativity, that humour, that fun, that passion, that enthusiasm. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you feel it sporadically. Maybe you're feeling it now. Maybe you haven't felt that in years. I don't know. But I'm willing to bet you know it's there. I'm willing to bet that you remember it. You may even attribute that feeling to being young, and you just think, oh, it's because I was young. Is it because you was young, or is it because you just didn't think so much, or make things mean so much, or create so much seriousness? Is that who you actually are underneath the thinking, underneath the bullshit thinking that you've probably created in innocence? And like all of us, you know, me too, by the way, I'm not preaching here. We all do it. That's the nature of the human's design. That's the nature of being human. But I'm just getting you to look towards that stillness within. Look towards that calmness. And the final thing I'm going to leave you with is life sometimes feels like the sea, like huge waves, you know, thunder and lightning, massive waves. From time to time, you may feel like you're drowning. You feel like you're gasping for air. You're even fashioning a raft in a desperate attempt to stay above the surface, but the waves are too big, they're too strong, they're sucking you under. Sometimes those waves are really quiet, they're really calm, the sun's out, the sea just has gentle waves, maybe even big enough to surf on if you're feeling good. And we get caught in those waves. But I'm here to tell you that it turns out we can actually breathe underwater. Maybe we've got snorkeling gear. Maybe we're like amphibians. Are they what live underwater? Who knows? Like we're some kind of fish? Don't know. Anyway, stay with the point. We can go underwater. And if you go under by a few feet, it's slightly wavy. You're still getting gentle rocks. You can tell that above the surface is wavy, it's thundery, it's whatever it is. There's a depth at which we can go to in which everything becomes still. Doesn't matter what's happening on the surface. It's dead silent, it's still, it's tranquil, it's calm. The waves are our thinking. When they're fast, when they're revved up, when we're having 100 thoughts per second, when we're all caught up in our own shit and our own emotions, that's stormy. But so many of us are looking to those waves. We're caught in the seriousness, we're caught in the stress, we're caught in the anxiety, we're caught in the worry, we're caught in the what ifs, we're caught in the stories of what this person did and why and what it means and whether or not my wife or husband loves me, or what my bank balance does or doesn't say, or how much money I might not have a year from now. You get the point. We get caught in these thought-created waves of life, and I'm pointing you deeper, because we're going deep in more ways than one here. No innuendo either here. Who you actually are is beneath the surface. It's underneath the thinking. It's the quietness. It's the stillness. You might even have slowed down even listening to me, depending on what you're doing right now. Your thoughts might have slowed down. You might feel settled down. Notice that. That means something. That's who you are. That's who you really are. When you're in the shower, the ideas come. When you go for a walk, you get back home and you don't even remember what you was arguing about. You go on holiday and 3 days in, you finally feel alive, and it's like you're alive to the moment for the first time, and ideas come to you, and life looks simple, and business looks simple, your job looks simple, and you may even feel like you love your kids more, you love your wife, husband more, you love life more, whatever. You hear music better, right? They're all clues. Sometimes having a nap does it. Sometimes going for a walk does it. Sometimes meditating does it. They're all pointing to that stillness. They're all pointing to the quiet space within. And I think most people either don't know or they've forgotten that. They don't know or they've forgotten that that's what we are, that's who we are as humans. We've become addicted to our thinking. And we think that our waves are our life. We think that our waves are our personality. We think our waves are where we need to go in order to find the solutions and the answers, but they're just not. So my invitation to you is to allow the waves to settle, allow the thoughts to settle. Notice when you take things serious. Notice when you've become one with the storm and forgotten that you can descend to the stillness within. And when everything calms down, you'll know what to do. When everything calms down, you'll know the answers, you'll know that gut feeling, that intuition, the ideas will come, the solutions will come, and from that peaceful, powerful place, such a beautiful place to operate from, if hopefully you know what I mean, from that peaceful, powerful place, conversations, even disagreements, meetings, phone calls, business ideas, business meetings, hiring, firing, whatever it is that you have in your life are so much better from that place. Conversations with your other half, your kids, your family, ideas, business ideas, anything that you are looking to create, anything that you're looking to do, anything that is life content that needs addressing. Trust me first, and then go try for yourself that operating from that stillness is so much more effective and efficient, so much more powerful. I think you already know that. I think all of us humans on some level intuitively know that being all up in our head and losing our shit isn't the best place to operate from, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that went on for 16 minutes in the end, so it was almost short until it wasn't anymore. But I'm going to leave it there. Again, if you are listening on iTunes, then leave a review. If you're listening on Spotify or SoundCloud you can comment. Spotify, I don't know if you can do anything, but yeah, share this if this is useful. Share it with whoever you think could benefit from hearing or would enjoy listening. Share it on social. Write a review. The joy I get from this is not only hearing myself speak, because I promise you that I never have any idea what I'm going to say, and as it comes through me, it's like I'm hearing it, so I'm kind of listening with you at the same time. And you might have moments of that, but let's not get sidetracked. But one of the biggest joys for me is hearing the ways in which this impacts people, hearing the ways in which this helps people, hearing the ways in which you have heard something yourself in what I've said. Because what I say is less important than what you hear. And I love hearing that. I love hearing what's changed for you, what looks different, how's your life improved, what decisions have you made as a result, what did you hear in this? So, I'd love it if you came and found me and told me somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. Have an awesome one. I hope lockdown isn't too fucking boring for you. I'll speak to you soon.